If your spouse passes away first, these 5 mistakes could destroy everything you built. Stay until the end because mistake number 5 is the one most people don't see coming. Losing your life partner is one of the hardest things anyone can go through. After decades together, suddenly being on your own feels impossible. The world looks different. Your home feels different. Everything changes overnight. But here's what nobody tells you. The decisions you make in those first months and years can either help you build a strong, peaceful life or make everything so much harder. Today, we're talking about the 5 biggest mistakes people make after losing their spouse, and more importantly, how to avoid them. When you lose your spouse after 60, you're not just dealing with grief, you're facing a complete life change. Maybe you were together for 30, 40, or even 50 years. That person was part of your daily routine, your decision-making, your entire life structure. And suddenly you're making all the choices alone. What to eat, where to go, how to spend your time, who to talk to. It's overwhelming. Your kids might be calling more and giving advice. Friends might have their own opinions. Everyone seems to have an idea about what you should do next. This is when people make mistakes, not because they're careless, but because they're hurting. They're trying to stop the pain as fast as possible. They're looking for any solution that might make things feel normal again. But some of these quick fixes can create problems that last for years. Problems that take away your independence, your health, your peace of mind, and even your dignity. So let's talk about what to avoid. Mistake number 1, letting your health and routine fall apart. The first mistake is neglecting your health and daily routine. This happens to almost everyone. When you lose your spouse, taking care of yourself suddenly feels pointless. Why cook a proper meal when you're eating alone? Why keep up with doctor appointments when nothing seems to matter anymore? Here's what happens. You start skipping breakfast because your spouse was the one who always made it. You stop going for your morning walk because that was something you did together. You canceled that checkup with your doctor because you just can't face another thing right now. But your body doesn't stop needing care just because your heart is broken. Actually, your body needs more care during grief, not less. Grief is physically exhausting. It affects your immune system. It can raise your blood pressure. It can mess with your sleep and digestion. When you stop eating properly, you lose energy. When you stop moving, your muscles get weaker. When you skip medical appointments, small problems can turn into big ones. And before you know it, you're dealing with health issues on top of your grief. Think about it like this. Your body is the vehicle that has to carry you through this difficult time. If you don't take care of the vehicle, it's going to break down when you need it most. So what should you do instead? Keep the basics going. Eat something nutritious 3 times a day, even if it's simple. A sandwich, some fruit, and a bowl of soup. It doesn't have to be fancy, just consistent. Keep moving your body. A short walk around the block counts. Gentle stretching in your living room counts. Movement helps your mood, keeps your strength up, and gives you something to do. And please don't skip your medical appointments. Your doctor needs to monitor how you're doing, especially during such a stressful time. If you're on medications, you need those checkups even more. Your health is the foundation for everything else. Protect it. Before we continue, take a second to hit the like button so more people can find this. And drop your location in the comments. I always love seeing where everyone's watching from. Now let's continue mistake number 2. Giving up control of your finances. The second mistake is handing over control of your money to relatives. This might seem like a helpful thing at first. Maybe you're overwhelmed with bills and paperwork. Maybe your spouse handled all the finances and you're not sure what to do. Your children notice you're struggling and they offer to help. They say they'll take care of everything. They might even suggest putting their name on your account so they can manage things for you. It sounds caring. It sounds supportive. But it can be one of the biggest mistakes you make. Here's why. When you give someone else control of your money, you give up your independence. You give up your ability to make your own choices. And sometimes, even with the best intentions, it leads to problems. Maybe they start questioning your spending. Why did you buy that? Do you really need this? They might put you on an allowance like you're a child. They might make decisions about your money without asking you. Or worse, in some cases, they start using your money for themselves. Not always in an obvious, stealing kind of way, but little things. Borrowing some here, taking some there. Before you know it, your savings are shrinking and you don't know where it all went. Even when nobody has bad intentions, losing control of your money hurts your dignity. It changes the relationship. You stop feeling like an independent adult. You start feeling like a burden, like someone who needs to be taken care of. Your money represents your freedom, your ability to make choices, your security. As long as you're mentally capable, you should manage it yourself. If you need help understanding something, ask questions. If paperwork confuses you, ask someone to explain it, but you make the final decisions. If you need help paying bills, you can have someone assist you, but keep the accounts in your name only. There are professionals who can help if you truly need it. Financial advisors, accountants, and elder care attorneys. These people have no personal stake in your money, so they can give you objective advice. But don't just hand over your bank accounts to a relative because it seems easier. That's giving up too much power. And once you give it up, it's very hard to get back. Mistake number 3, making big decisions too fast. The third mistake is rushing into major decisions. This is huge. When you're grieving, your brain isn't working the same way it normally does. You're emotional, you're stressed, you're probably not sleeping well. This is not the time to make life-changing choices. But people do it all the time. They sell the house within a few months because it feels too empty. They give away half their savings to a charity because their spouse would have wanted it. They agree to co-sign a loan for a relative because they're feeling generous and want to help. The problem is that grief clouds your judgment. Something that seems like a good idea in month 2 might look completely different in month 12. You might sell your home and then realize 6 months later that you wish you kept it. You might give away money and then discover you needed it for your own expenses. Big decisions should wait. And by big decisions, I mean anything involving money, property, or major life changes. Selling your home, moving to a new city, lending large amounts of money, changing your will dramatically, getting rid of your car, and taking out loans. All of these can wait. Give yourself at least a year. I know that sounds like a long time, but grief moves through stages. How you feel at 3 months is different from 6 months, which is different from a year. You need time to stabilize before you can see clearly. During that first year, just focus on getting through each day. Pay your bills, keep your home maintained, stick to your routine. Don't add extra complications. If someone pressures you to make a quick decision, it's okay to say no. It's okay to say you need more time. Anyone who truly cares about you will understand and respect that. Mistake number 4, moving in with family too quickly. Mistake number 4 is moving in with your adult children or other relatives right away. This happens a lot. Your kids love you and want to help. They see you struggling alone, and they offer to have you move in. Or maybe you're the one who suggests it because you can't stand being in your home without your spouse. It seems like it would solve everything. You wouldn't be alone. You'd have people around. They could help with things. It sounds comforting. But here's the reality. Moving in with family often creates more problems than it solves, even when everyone has the best intentions. First, you lose your privacy. You're in someone else's home, living by their schedule, their rules, their routines. You can't come and go as you please. You can't have friends over whenever you want. You can't watch your shows at your usual time if someone else is using the TV. Second, you lose your independence. Your kids might start treating you like you need constant help, even if you don't. They might make decisions for you. They might have opinions about what you eat, when you sleep, and who you talk to. Third, you lose your own space. Your own space is so important for your mental health. It's where you can be yourself, do things your way, have your memories around you. When you give that up, you give up a piece of yourself. And the thing is, grief doesn't go away just because you're around other people. You still need to process your loss. You still need quiet time. You still need to figure out who you are as an individual now. That's harder to do when you're living in someone else's household. Now, I'm not saying never move in with family. For some people, in some situations, it works out fine. But don't do it in the first few months when you're not thinking clearly. Don't do it out of panic or loneliness. Don't let guilt or pressure push you into it. If you want to spend more time with family, visit more often. Have them visit you. But keep your own home base. Keep your own space. You can always make that decision later if it truly becomes necessary, but you can't unmake it once you've given up your independence. Mistake number 5, isolating yourself and sinking into self-pity. And now we come to mistake number 5, the one many people don't see coming, pulling away from people and letting self-pity take over. This is the opposite of moving in with family too quickly. This is shutting everyone out. After you lose your spouse, it's natural to want to be alone sometimes. You need space to grieve. You need quiet. You need time to adjust. That's completely normal. But there's a difference between taking time alone and completely isolating yourself. Some people stop answering the phone. They stop going to church or their social groups. They turn down every invitation. They sit at home, day after day, dwelling on their loss. Self-pity is like quicksand. The more you sink into it, the harder it is to get out. You start thinking nobody understands. Life is over. Nothing good will ever happen again. What's the point of anything? These thoughts are dangerous. They keep you stuck. They prevent healing. They can lead to serious depression. The truth is, yes, your life has changed dramatically. Yes, you've lost something precious, but your life is not over. You still have people who care about you. You still have things you can enjoy. You still have purpose. Staying connected to other people is not betraying your spouse's memory. It's not moving on too fast. It's survival. Humans need connection. We need conversation. We need to feel like we matter to someone. You don't have to be the life of the party. You don't have to pretend you're happy when you're not. But you do need to maintain some connections. Call a friend once a week. Go to one social event per month. Join a grief support group where people understand what you're going through. Say yes sometimes, even when you don't feel like it. Often you'll find that once you're actually out and doing something, you feel a little better. Not perfect, but a little lighter, a little more human, and resist the self-pity spiral. When those thoughts come, acknowledge them, but don't camp out there. Remind yourself of things you're grateful for. Think about people who need you. Focus on small things you can look forward to. Grief is real and it deserves space. But life is also real and it's still happening around you. Don't shut it out completely. Look, here's the bottom line. Losing your spouse changes everything, but it doesn't have to destroy you. The choices you make in those first months and years will shape the rest of your life. If you let your health fall apart, you'll spend your remaining years sick and weak. If you give up control of your money, you lose your independence and dignity. If you rush into big decisions, you might regret them for decades. If you give up your own space too quickly, you lose the freedom that makes life worth living. And if you isolate yourself, you'll sink deeper into darkness. But if you protect these 5 things, you give yourself a real chance at a good life, even after loss. A life where you're healthy enough to do things you enjoy, where you maintain control over your own money and choices, when you make thoughtful decisions you can be proud of, where you keep your own space and your own rhythm, and where you stay connected to people who matter. Conclusion. Losing a spouse after 60 is one of life's hardest challenges. There's no way around that truth. You will grieve. You will have hard days. You will miss your partner for the rest of your life. But you can come through this with your strength, your health, and your independence intact. You can build a life that honors your spouse's memory while still giving you peace and purpose. Remember these 5 mistakes. Write them down if you need to. Share this information with friends who might be going through this, because knowledge is protection. When you know what pitfalls to avoid, you can step around them. Take care of your health every single day. Keep control of your finances. Wait before making major decisions. Keep your own living space and stay connected to people. These 5 things will carry you through. You're stronger than you think. You can do this. If this helped you, subscribe so you don't miss the next one.